Hi guys, welcome to the first episode of Anime Blacklist. I'm your host Talésaria and I'll be taking you down the rabbit hole full of cringe and fail. This show is mostly about going back and revisiting animes old and new to see if we can find any hidden gems. Maybe I passed judgment on them too quickly, judged a book by its cover, and just kind of avoided it altogether. So hopefully we can find some shows that are worth redemption. Today we're going to be taking a look at the infamous Panty Stocking. This show came out in, oh my god, 2010? Wow, this thing is ancient, jeez. So you've probably known about it already, but anyway, it came out in 2010, was released on DVD in 2012, and that's about all you need to know. The premise is we have two angels, Panty and Stocking, sent from heaven to banish demons or spirits or whatever, and they get coins. I don't know what the deal is, but they live with their handler, Garter Belt, and their Gur knockoff, Chuck, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Now, my reason for avoiding this thing like the plague was pretty obvious. It seemed like a show that was just there for the sake of fan service, had nothing new to bring to the table, and was making money off of a pretty popular IP at the time. We all know that they were trying to draw comparisons between them and Powerpuff Girls, and so they were just riding off the coattails of a better series. Needless to say, I decided to completely pass altogether. Not only was the subject matter a little bit strange, but also the fandom. I was super surprised to go on DeviantArt and find people had characters, like OCs up the wazoo. Like, you would never think that a series like this would garner so much attention, but apparently everyone had to have their own OC, like bra and whatever whatever undergarment they decided to pick that day. So I was like, I don't need it, I can watch better shows, and moved on with my life. Now, in ye old year of 2017, I've decided to subject myself in order to see if this show maybe was a diamond in the rough, and I just jumped to conclusions based on the premise. So let's see if it was actually worth my time. Spoilers, it wasn't. It was a travesty. The first episode was so painful to get through, I was surprised I even made it. And I didn't actually realize that the episodes were divided into parts, so part 1 and part 2, about 12 minutes each, I think. So I was watching through it thinking, once it got to the end of part 1, I'm like, okay, I made it, I'm gonna watch, maybe 4 episodes of this thing and see if it's worth it. And then the next part starts playing, and I just started having this existential crisis. Like, I couldn't believe that I'd actually decided to watch this, and I was in it for the long haul. I did not make it. I planned to watch 4 episodes. I only made it about 1.5 before I decided to call it good. I mean, this series had potential. I think that's the thing about it that offends me the most. The art was beautiful. You could tell that people put a lot of time and effort into this, but the writing is where it crashed and burned. Like, a lot of the humor was super crass or not original and just really, really depended on the shock factor of what they were saying, but it never actually amounted to anything. Like, a character would swear, and that was the joke. Or, oh, Panty would have sex with a guy. That's the joke. Like, that's the entire joke. Like, you can't just, there's supposed to be the setup and the punchline, and they're like, oh, well, this is shocking, sure, let's go with it. It was, terrible. And you sit there thinking like, oh, maybe, the first episode's like the pilot, it'll get better. It doesn't. It does not get better. It gets worse, especially because the first episode had been grating on you so hard with dropping F-bombs every 30 seconds or innuendos every 30 seconds, like, oh, wow, she said the F-word, oh man, that's hilarious, oh, she had sex with a guy, hijinks. Avoid this, I'm just gonna go ahead and just pass judgment. This is not worth redeeming, this is not worth your time. There are so many better shows out there that are so bad it's good, but this is so bad it's bad. It relies too much on shock factor and adult humor without actually delivering. It's not clever, it's not smart, it's not doing any social commentary. It literally is just chicks have sex, chicks run around, chicks swear, the end. And I don't know if maybe watching the dub was my mistake. Not that this show really had any integrity, like I was gonna miss anything out by not seeing the sub version. But in this version, it was just so cringy every time they swore. It was like they were just trying so hard to be like, hey guys, like, look at what we're doing, oh man. again. And I swear, if you drank every time someone swore, you would be dead within the first 12 minutes. Now I'm going to, as an example, I'm going to treat you to this wonderful quote. Very deep, very philosophical. I can't say all of the words, so I'm gonna edit myself. And I say, let's make this ducking ducka pay for covering me in this ducking ship. Art. Writing. It was literally baby's first swear words. Like, I would have to say, move on. And I was the type of person, I was willing to give it a chance. I was willing to be fair. I was willing, you know what? Maybe everyone was too hard on it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I like Neo Yokio, so maybe that says something. But at least that's bad and you know what you're getting into when you get there and you don't expect much from it. This one could have been hilarious, could have been a real, like, nice satirical version of these Saturday morning Powerpuff Girl-esque cartoons, only more dull and tongue-in-cheek and clever, but really it's just sad. Oh my god, I forgot, I almost forgot. How could I forget the Pooh Monster? So in episode 1, they start us out with their very first villain, which is literally a pile of crap, which I feel like is just a metaphor for the entire series. Like, they yuck it up and think it's hilarious that this giant Pooh beast is attacking the town, a la Conker's Bad Fur Day, only worse and just worse. And at some point, the main character, Panty, gets covered in poo, and that is worth spending 15 minutes ruffling your ass off over. And it really, it's just, it really makes you reassess your life choices. Like, what did we do to deserve this? Humanity is over. Let's just call it good, guys. Roll credits. There's a scene where Panty, she's just literally like your basic dumb skeezy bimbo, where the teacher we're in health class and the teacher is handing out condoms and hands her one and she thinks it's gum and proceeds to chew it and blow it up, and that is the joke. Yeah, so I would say hashtag never again. Anyway guys, that was the first episode of Anime Blacklist. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you seen this dumpster fire? Did you avoid this like the plague? Also, if you think there's a show that maybe I should revisit, let me know, and I'll see if I can get around to watching it. And until next time, see ya!